with Convergence now starting in DC Comics, I thought in a appropriate time now to start a little video series that we're going to do around Convergence. So, what this first video is going to be is a first part in a couple of multitude of videos around the multiverse of DC. Now, there's no way I can really cover the entire multiverse because that's insane. There would be too much lore to go through in DC Comics and the entire multiverse. So really the only there's a specific number of multiverses, Earths, that I'm going through. The Earths that we're going through are the Earths that were shown on the DC Multiversity map. So those are the only Earths we're going to cover on this episode today. So yes. Now on the map of the Multiversity, the first thing on the map is right in the middle, which is the House of Heroes. Now the House of Heroes, I'm not specifically sure what it's supposed to be, but it was shown in the first of your Multiversity. So it's right in the middle of all the Earths, so assuming it's probably like a place where like anyone from the Earths can like really meet up and mingle, probably, like stuff like that. So yeah. But another thing that's also, like right underneath the House of Heroes is the Rock of Eternity. And the Rock of Eternity is actually where the Wizard Shazam lives, who gave young Leviathan his powers to turn into the superhero Shazam. Now, going to the worlds themselves, all the worlds in the multiverse on this map are called the Orrery of Worlds. So, of course, the first world on this map is Earth Zero, and Earth Zero, of course, is the prime Earth in DC Comics. And so, it's where all the main characters in the New 52 are right now, so Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Hawkman, Green Arrow, Cyborg, Batgirl, Constantine, really just the main characters in DC Comics right now are on that Earth. So there's not really much to go about this Earth because probably at least everyone here knows what that Earth is. So yeah. We then move on to Earth 1, and now Earth 1 is basically the Marvel Ultimate Universe in DC Comics. It's DC Comics' version of the Ultimate Universe in Marvel Comics. Of course, in Marvel Comics, the Ultimate Universe is basically a world where Marvel tries to set their characters in modern day. So Spider-Man, instead of being bit by a radioactive spider, he was bit by a genetically engineered spider. Instead of the X-Men being born with their mutant genes, they were actually genetically engineered, like science, some government science experiments, something like that. Instead of the Fantastic Four around into space and getting hit by cosmic rays and becoming the Fantastic Four, it was a teleportation experiment that gave them their powers. So that's sort of what this Earth is. It's supposed to be like DC's version of the Ultimate Universe. So you can clearly tell there's a lot of things that show how they're based in our world. Now, Earth 1 is primarily short right now. There's not a lot of superheroes in this Earth. Mainly right now, Batman and Superman are the prime characters in this universe. They are working on a Wonder Woman title for Earth 1, and they've also released a Teen Titans column. That's basically all the characters that exist in Earth 1 right now. So yeah. Now Batman, they've dumbed him down a lot. Like if he was in our Earth right now, like if he was in our world right now. So yeah. So what they do to him, instead of him traveling around the world, like he does see his parents get killed, but instead of him traveling around the world to learn all these different fighting techniques, he actually learned how to fight from Alfred, because Alfred is actually in the military in this universe, so Alfred's kind of a BAMF in this universe. Now Batman, even though he's being trained by Alfred, who was in the military, he still gets his ass kicked a lot, a lot when he's fighting crime. Like, even when he fights crime, his gadgets crap on him, like, when he finds a grappling hook, it just, like, crapped on him and then grapple onto anything. And also one time when he was jumping to another building, he kind of failed and fell down. So he really is still kind of failing a bit. He's not a big expert at finding, like, the main Earth Batman is. There's also a bunch of other things Batman's in this universe in Earth 1. Like, some of the villains here also, like, Penguin. He was the first villain in the first volume of Batman Earth 1. And they made him more humanized. Like, Penguin's, like, really humanized now in this universe. Like, he's much more taller. He's a businessman, so like a billion, like businessman, whatever, like nightclub owner, whatever he was. But he's much more taller. He's not really fat. He also doesn't have that big nose anymore. He has more human attributes than Penguin attributes. And they also have Riddler going to be the villain in the next volume. And no doubt he'll also be changed a bit. Like he won't be like super smart, figuring out every trap and riddle in the world, because that'd be insane. So he's probably gonna be like intelligent, but not super crazy intelligent like he is in Earth Zero. There's other stuff like Harvey Bullock in this universe. He's also like he used to be like a reality person on TV, but now he's works for GCPD, and he's also not fat. So yeah. And Jim Gordon is also in this universe. Really different from Jim Gordon in Earth Zero. Jim Gordon in this universe is kind of a coward, broken down, and really thinks that we should really just let the crime bombs and the crime lords and criminals and anything else in Gotham really control, because there's nothing we can do to stop them. So that's really basically the complete opposite of Gordon in the main universe. Now, Superman wasn't able to find much on him in Earth 1, of course. He's still an alien, but slightly different from his origin and what I have found. What's different actually is that Jonathan and Martha Kent were actually hiking one day, and they saw a spaceship crash and destroy half the area. They found him inside the cube and was keep him one day, and also kept one part of the ship. So they didn't really have the ship; they just kept one part. And some of the government was able to find the ship. They had no lead to trace it back to the Kents. Now, Teen Titans wasn't able to gather much about them in this universe, but just about looking at some of the images of them, they look kind of a bit different in this universe. And of course, also Wonder Woman's tale has not been written yet in this universe, but I'm assuming it's also going to be a really good storyline. So yeah, that's really about it for the characters in this universe. Like I said, there's not much characters in Earth 1 right now. I'm interested to see what other stuff they might do in the Earth 1 comic soon. Like, what other superheroes might they do in the set? Like, Green Arrow would be a perfect choice for Earth 1, or maybe Green Lantern could be a perfect choice, I don't know. And also, some of Batman's villains, I think they can't really use some of those origins, like Joker's origin. They can't use that because he fell into a vat of acid, and if in real life, if you fell into acid, your face wouldn't turn white, you would just die. For Two-Face, acid being splashed on his face, you wouldn't get half it scarred, like you would, but you would probably still die. And Mr. Freeze getting caught in some kind of cryogenic explosion experiment, whatever it was. Yeah, he would also die probably immediately. I don't know. That's just a theory. So they would have to like not really use some of those origins and stuff because they would really make no sense in this universe. We then move on to Earth 2, and Earth 2 is the modern age of the Golden Age. Now, the Golden Age was the first age in DC Comics, but on this Earth, this is a modern age of the Golden Age in DC Comics. So, really all the characters from the Golden Age of DC Comics are now on this Earth. And on Earth 2, they're kind of tweaked in this Earth. Like, Jay Garrick is much younger now, Alan Scott's been revealed as gay, and there's also a Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman on this universe, but they died in a fight with Darkseid, but there still is like a Superman, Batman on the universe. Like, Superman on this universe, it's actually a different Superman. He's another Kryptonian who crashed on Earth a couple years ago, and has been locked up for a couple years now. This Superman is named Fal-Zod, and he's the new Superman. And also like about this Superman, he's actually a black guy, so I kind of like that. The Batman in this world is actually Thomas Wayne, who actually faked his death and decided to carry on his legacy of his son and become the new Batman. Wonder Woman, from my memory, I think is now under mind control of Darkseid. No, that's her daughter. I can't remember that much about that, so yeah. There are other characters in the universe, of course, like Dr. Fate's in the universe, but I think what happened in this universe was someone like banging on his helmet, I can remember, and kind of messed up his brain bits. Lois Lane also in this universe, but in this universe, Lois Lane got injured, so they had to transfer kind of her brain to a robot body, which made her the Red Tornado of this universe. So that's why you don't see Red Tornado in Earth 0, but she's in this universe, really. There's also Mr. Miracle in this universe. I'm pretty sure Mr. Terrific's also from this universe. There's like a lot of characters that, like also there's a Hawk Girl in this universe. Like she's in black, which I don't like that how they make her also black. In general, Earth 2 is just a really intriguing Earth, and I really like it. But then we move on to Earth 3. Now, Earth 3, just kind of imagine all the characters from Earth 0, and if they were on this Earth. So basically, in this Earth, anyone who's good is bad, and anyone who's bad is evil. So it's basically all the roles of the characters have been flipped over. So in this universe, instead of having a Justice League, you have a crime syndicate. So that's what they're called. So the members of the group include Superman's evil version, Ultraman, who loves kryptonite, but he hates blue kryptonite, and blue kryptonite can kill him. You have Owlman's Batman, who's actually Thomas Wayne in the universe. There's also an Alfred in this universe. He also got the name of Outsider recently. You have a Superwoman, who's the evil version of Wonder Woman, who has a weird love thing with in the comics, she was actually had a weird thing saying she has a baby. She's carrying around a baby in herself, and it's actually Owlman's baby. Then it's revealed it's actually Ultraman's baby. And then something else we'll get to in a second about that. The Flash on this universe is called Johnny Quick. He's like an Australian kind of guy, a bit more cocky. Green Lantern on the universe is called Power Ring. He's a bit more of a coward than Green Lantern is. Firestorm on this Earth is called Deathstorm, which they're basically taking the name of Deathstorm off the Black Lantern Deathstorm from Blackest Night. And there's also Atomica, who's the evil version of Atom, and she's a female, and she's actually dating Johnny Quick. There's also Sea King. He's the evil version of Aquaman, but he died in the first two panels he was in DC Comics. But he actually looks like the 90s version of Aquaman, but slightly tweaked, like he's like some more evil looking. He has a purple shirt, so yeah. There's also the Grid. Now the Grid, he's not from Earth 3, but he's a member of the crime syndicate in a kind of a technical way. What happened is in the Trinity War storyline, Atomica put some kind of virus in Cyborg, which corrupted his robot body, and just the entire robot body just ripped itself off of Vic Stone's human body parts, and he just became Grid. And at some point, Vic Stone gets a new robot body, becomes a new version of Cyborg. But they did destroy the grid at some point. So yeah, there's another guy from Earth 3, and he's actually Alexander Luthor, and he's also bad in this universe. Like yeah, it doesn't make sense because I said that anyone who was bad is good on this universe, but Alexander Luthor became Shazam, the alternate version of Shazam in this universe, so it's kind of bad. And instead of saying the word Shazam becomes Shazam, he says Mazash, so it's basically just Shazam spelled backwards. And it's later revealed that actually he's actually the father of Superwoman's baby. So it's really complicated and weird like that, so yeah. Now, the entire crime syndicate is dead at the moment. Like, everybody's dead except for Ultraman and Superwoman. They're in prison right now, and Owlman's at large somewhere in DC. So, yeah. Now, we haven't really seen much of them in these comics right now. Like, we only saw them at the end of Justice League Volume 4, The Grid, and in Forever Evil. That's all we've seen of them in this universe. Now, the reason they came to our Earth from Earth 3 is because something was destroyed their Earth. And it was revealed that was the Anti-Monitor, and he's going to be involved with some storyline with Darkseid in a later story, which is the most recent storyline of the Justice League right now in DC Comics, so yeah. And then we move on to Earth 4. Now, Earth 4 was kind of hard to identify, but I kind of figured this out quickly. So, to mention this, because this is probably involved with this, Blue Beetle was actually not a part of the comics before, which I'm pretty sure, because I heard it from my friends a while ago, but because actually, interesting thing, a couple DC characters were actually not DC properties. They were properties of other characters, like Blue Beetle is one example. So he was part of a different company. I'm pretty sure that he was. That's what I heard from my friend before. So yeah. So in this story, we can see that Blue Beetle, the Ted Core Blue Beetle, who's the second Blue Beetle, exists in this universe. We also can see that apparently the Question exists in this universe, which makes sense because the Question first appeared in a Blue Beetle comic. So yeah. Then it also looks like Captain Adams in this universe. This is actually what Nathaniel Adams, which is Captain Adams' real name, wore before he became Captain Atom. So this is a suit that helped turn him into Captain Atom. So that's kind of interesting. And there's this one final girl that I can't really identify who she is. She looks like Tigra. I think I pronounced that right. She was in a couple episodes of, well, Artemis took on the identity in Young Justice. She was in a couple episodes like that. So yeah. Now I'm not really sure what the word CDC mean. Maybe that's the name of the company there Blue Beetle was originally owned by. I don't really know what that blue gas is supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be from this Captain Atom, I'm assuming. So yeah, but that's what this Earth looks like. And then you move on to Earth 5. Now Earth 5 is another one of those universes that has a DC character that was originally owned by a different property, and that is Captain Marvel, who's now known as Shazam. And Earth 5 is because of course also Shazam was another one of the characters that was not owned by DC Comics really. So on this universe is any character that was related to the Shazam mythos is on this Earth. So Shazam and his Marvel family, like Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., which I'm wondering what they're called now, because they can't use Marvel any characters now. In DC. So like what are they called? Mary Shazam? That sounds weird. Shazam Jr. I don't know what they're called now. So it's kind of complicated in that way. Maybe Mary still called Mary Marvel. Probably not. I don't know. So yeah. And of course, any villains of his are on this universe, like Dr. Sivana, Black Adam, this giant robot guy, Mr. Mind. These two characters, I have no idea who they are, but yeah. And now I'm looking at Earth 6. Now Earth 6 is, I have no idea what the hell this is. Like, I've never seen this Earth before. It's really weird. So, by looking at it, it's really different. So, the first person here, this is some kind of female character. I have no idea who she is. Like, her hair has like kind of a color effect on it. Like, maybe she's some female version of Crazy Quilt or Rainbow Raider. They're both throwaway DC villains. She probably isn't. Then we move on to Green Lantern. I'm assuming this is John Stewart Green Lantern. And his entire body is green. Like, it's almost like he doesn't really have a power ring. We don't know if he has a power ring or not, because we can't really see his other hand that much. But it looks like his entire body has like green energy power, so maybe he can just like manually create stuff without the power of the ring. And then we have Batman over here, who looks like an actual bat. So yeah, Superman, who looks, I have no idea what he's dressed like. He's some kind of blonde guy with I really have no idea what he's wearing. One of them looking like a golden Amazonian warrior, and that design does look pretty cool. It actually looks pretty sick. And then this one guy, I have no idea what this is. Like, he looks like Parasite, maybe, I don't know. Looks like he's a giant purple monster with like spikes on him. Like, I have no idea who he is. Like, I have no idea what this Earth is in general. It looks pretty odd, so I can't really identify much like maybe on this Earth some characters like Batman and Green Lantern, like Green Lantern technically has a power, which is his power ring, but in a technical sense he doesn't have any special powers. So maybe some characters on this Earth who didn't have powers on Earth 0 have powers on this Earth. That's a stupid theory. Just ignore that. So I really have no idea what this Earth's about. So yeah. And then we move on to Earth 7. Now Earth 7, again, I have no idea what half these Earths before. Like, I've never seen half these Earths before in DC Comics. Like, it's very odd looking. So one character I can assume is something like a Plastic Man character. He looks like a genius a bit. There was also this guy who looks like Captain America a bit. He's wearing blue, has a red shield. And then this girl looks like Wonder Woman a bit. Like a much more weird looking armor and such. There's like a rock monster in the back, which I'm not sure why he's there. There's like a small guy on this devil dude's shoulder. I'm assuming that's supposed to be Atom, a version of Atom, and this big devil guy himself. And I have no idea who he is, but he looks so badass. Like with that giant gauntlet, it just looks like so sick. Or is he supposed to be some kind of devil? Because like his legs look like some kind of goat. I don't know. And then we finally have this guy who's like right in the middle of everybody. Now he was in the first issue of Multiversity, and I'm not gonna pull out the comic right now, but I already looked at it before. And I couldn't really find his name when he was in the comics, but he had a big role in the first issue. I have not really collected Multiversity. I read the first issue and that's it. So I can't really much explain who he is. I think he has a big role in Multiversity. So yeah, I can't really explain much about him. And now we move on to Earth 8. Now, quick thing I want to mention actually is I read this comment on DC All Access's video on the map of Multiversity, and someone said that Earth 8 could probably be the Bronze Age of DC Comics, because looking at the way they designed the 8, it kind of looks like the original DC logo, because before this logo, there was this logo, and before that logo, there was this logo. So, it's a good point, but it didn't turn out to be that, but a good point though. It's a really good point though. Now, this Earth is, I just don't know. These Earths keep getting weirder and weirder. Like, they actually all look like carbon copies of Marvel characters. I mean, like, looking at these, like, this guy is wearing purple and has a quiver. Looks like Hawkeye. This is one girl in a Spider-Man pose with the Spider-Man colors and the big white eyes. It's Spider-Man. And there's like, well, there's one guy right in the back, who has like a cape and like wearing red and blue, and has like circles on his chest on the costume, and has like wristbands. It kind of looks like 4 bits. My theory, but to me, it kind of looks a bit like 4. And that's actually what it kind of sounds like when you read the description of this Earth. So reading the description of this Earth actually is this. On this world, great power comes with great responsibility, and heroes often pay a high price for their dedication and to justice. Earth 8 is home to the Battling and Bug, Stuntmaster, Bastille Behemoth, Hyperius, and Major Max. Prominent hero team includes the Future Family, the Neo-Human 6, Neo-Human G, Geno, the G stands for Geno, Men and the Retaliators, including Deadeye, Ladybug, Kite, Wundajin, American Crusader, Red Dragon, and Machine Head. Does that not sound like the Marvel Universe? Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for here. Like, one of the first parts of that sentence is the line from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Like, geez, like, and also they're saying heroes have to pay often a high price. I mean, like, that sounds like a lot of big incidents that happened in Marvel Comics, like Spider-Man losing Gwen Stacy when she died, right, in Amazing Spider-Man number 121, or when Captain America had to sacrifice himself to save that cop in Civil War Epilogue. So it kind of sounds like that. So, yeah, like, some of these characters sound like characters from Marvel, like Stuntmaster, it sounds like Taskmaster. The Neo-Human NG, to me that kind of sounds like, Big Hero 6 in a way. I'm not sure why, it just sounds like it, because with that one letter at the end, it just makes me think of Big Hero 6. Like, probably not, probably isn't, but I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm thinking about that. Deadeye sounds like Deadshot or Deathstroke, or I don't know, like, I'm not sure what I'm trying to think of for now. The American Crusader sounds like Captain America. Just, they all sound like Marvel and DC kind of like characters. So I'm not sure how, and also this big blue guy, I'm assuming he's Behemoth, a Hulk copy, I assume, with a Hector Hammond head. Hector Hammond's a really weird Wonder Woman villain, so yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure what with this universe, so yeah. And then we move on to Earth 9. Now, I'm also going to read the description of Earth 9 also. It says here Superman is a human being of vast intellect and mental power, while the Atom takes his place as Earth's foremost superhero. Here, the light-powered Flash is the first baby born in space. Here, Green Lantern can resurrect the dead. Here, Joker is an aneuristic prankster on the side of freedom, and Batman is a time-lost armored spirit seeking justice throughout eternity. This universe sounds very interesting. All the characters look pretty cool. Like, that Batman, though, badass. He looks so badass. Like, it's probably because of the red and black, because red and black, it's always a good mixture of colors for superheroes. Like, look at Batman Beyond, or like the Kane the Scarlet Spider. Like, it's just a good mixture for superhero colors. And he just looks so badass. This guy right here looks like Atom because he has the Atom logo. So, Flash sounds like Flash and Atom took Superman's place. Like, Atom is the world's most famous superhero in this universe, but Flash is the baby born in space. So yeah, this girl right here sounds like this is a Green Lantern. The fact that she says she can resurrect the dead sounds like that time in the comics when Green Lantern became Spectre, but the Spectre really kills people, so you can't really bring back the dead. Or maybe it could be like how sort of playing on the ability of how Kyle Rayner became a White Lantern, and White Lantern can bring back the dead sometimes. So yeah, overall it does sound like a bit of an interesting Earth. So yeah. And then we move on to Earth 10, also known as Earth X. Now, Earth X is sort of the Nazi universe for superheroes. And don't think of it as Superman Red Sun. This is not Superman Red Sun. That's another Earth we'll get to. In this universe, it's slightly different. Because, of course, the war was going on, but when Superman crash landed on Earth, he didn't crash land in Canvas. He crash landed somewhere where Hitler found him. So Hitler actually raised him, and they soon learned about his powers and abilities. And with his abilities, he soon helped them win the war and become a massive dictator across the planet. And looking at this image, there's also a lot of superheroes who are actually on Superman's side, like Hawkman and Hawkgirl are on his side, Flash on his side. He looks like Reverse Flash almost in a way. Wonder Woman's also on his side, and this blue alien character, I'm not sure who she's supposed to be. Batman's also in this universe, and just so yeah. So like I said, this is not supposed to be Superman Red Sun. It's just something completely different. It looks similar to Superman Red Sun, but it's not similar at all. So yeah. So we covered up to at least 11 Earths so far, and we only eliminated 11 Earths from all the 52 Earths out there. So there's like still 41 Earths left to go. So stay tuned for us for the next part of these videos, so we can learn more about some of the other Earths out there. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and tell me in the comments which of these Earths you found most intriguing, the most intriguing, and the most weird, which is your favorite, and tell me something about some of the Earths I forgot to say, or I was incorrect about that Earth, like mainly Earth 4 are a good example, or Earth 6. So yeah, so you can tell me what those Earths actually are. So I'll see you guys all later in the next part of these videos. See ya.